My neighbor knocked and said, "Sorry to bother you, but could you keep it down a bit?" I genuinely thought she wanted me to physically get lower, like crouch down. I actually started bending my knees, confused.
Keep it down means lower the noise, nothing about physically lowering your body at all.
Exactly. And today we're covering everything you need for talking to neighbors in English. Today we'll cover introductions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Emma.
And I'm Daniel. Let's get straight into it.
Today's topic genuinely matters for daily life. Good relationships with neighbors make everyday living so much more pleasant.
Exactly. Let's fix that keep it down confusion immediately with real, natural phrases.
By the end of this episode, you'll have 18 ready-to-use phrases, plus one very embarrassing story from Daniel.
Let's not oversell the embarrassing part yet. Here we go. Keep it down, exactly from our story, means lower the noise level. Could you keep it down, please? Means please be quieter.
Sorry to bother you is a polite opener before any request. Sorry to bother you, but I have a quick question.
Would you mind softens any request politely. Would you mind moving your car? It's blocking my driveway.
Just wanted to introduce myself. Works perfectly when meeting a new neighbor. Hi, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm in apartment 4B.
Let me know if offers help or flexibility. Let me know if the noise ever bothers you.
5 essential phrases already. Keep it down, sorry to bother you, would you mind, introducing yourself, and let me know if.
Already enough to handle the most common neighbor interactions politely and naturally.
And we're only about 3 minutes in. Let's build on this with a much bigger set of real situations.
Emma, do you know your neighbors well, or is it mostly polite distance where you live?
Honestly, a friendly distance. We say hello, help occasionally, but we're not close friends.
That's such a common, comfortable arrangement. Let's cover more useful phrases for that exact relationship level.
How's it going? Or nice day, isn't it? Work perfectly for brief, friendly hallway or street encounters.
What about asking a neighbor for a small favor, like watering plants while you're away?
Would you be able to water my plants while I'm away? Is direct, polite, and easy for them to say yes or no to.
What about receiving a package on someone's behalf?
I have a package for you. I'll leave it by your door. Or could you sign for a package if it arrives? Both work naturally.
What if you need to address noise, but want to stay friendly rather than confrontational?
I hate to ask, but could you turn the music down a little? Softens the request significantly with I hate to ask.
What about addressing a repeated, ongoing noise issue, beyond just one occasion?
This has been happening a few times now. Could we talk about it? Acknowledges the pattern while staying calm and reasonable.
What if a neighbor's pet is causing an issue, like frequent barking?
I've noticed your dog barks quite a bit during the day. Is everything okay? Opens gently, assuming good intent first.
Starting with genuine concern rather than direct complaint often keeps things friendly rather than defensive.
What about shared spaces, like a hallway, garden, or parking area?
Would it be okay if we shared the space a bit differently? Works well for negotiating shared area arrangements.
What if you want to organize something together, like a small building gathering or holiday decoration?
A few of us were thinking of organizing something for the building. Would you like to join? Invites participation warmly.
What about apologizing for something you did that may have affected a neighbor?
Sorry about the noise last night. We had some friends over. Acknowledges the issue directly and briefly.
What if a genuine conflict arises and needs more serious discussion?
I think we should talk about this properly. Is now a good time? Signals a more serious, calm conversation is needed.
Let's slow down and cover a whole set of everyday situations we haven't touched yet, one at a time.
Good idea. What about asking to borrow something, like a ladder or a tool?
Could I possibly borrow your ladder for an hour? I promise I'll bring it right back. Works nicely, since could I possibly softens the request.
And if they say no?
A simple, no worries at all. I completely understand. Keeps things relaxed and shows you're not upset.
No worries at all is such a useful phrase for staying easygoing in general. What if you're planning to host a small party and want to give your neighbors a heads up? Just a heads up, we're having a few friends over Saturday night. It might get a little loud. Is direct and considerate.
Does giving that notice actually help?
Enormously. Neighbors are far more forgiving about noise when they've been warned in advance.
What if you just moved in and need a local recommendation, like a good plumber or grocery store?
Do you happen to know a good plumber nearby? I just moved in and I'm still finding my way around. Works well.
That's a great way to start a conversation and build a connection at the same time.
Exactly. People generally love sharing local advice with someone new.
What about children playing loudly outside your window?
I don't mind the kids playing, but would it be possible to keep it a little quieter after 9 p.m.? Balances kindness with a clear boundary.
Starting with "I don't mind" shows you're not complaining about the kids themselves.
Right, just about the specific timing.
Parking causes a lot of neighbor tension too. Any useful phrases there?
I think that might be my parking spot. Would you mind moving your car? Stays calm and factual.
And for guests parking somewhere inconvenient?
Would you mind asking your guests to park a little further down? It's a bit tight here. Works nicely too.
What about longer term noise, like home renovations?
We're doing some renovation work this week. Sorry for any noise. It should be finished by Friday. Gives a clear timeline.
Giving an end date really helps people stay patient.
It does. Uncertainty is usually what frustrates people the most.
What about small everyday courtesies, like in an elevator or hallway?
After you, or go ahead, work perfectly for holding a door or letting someone pass first.
Tiny phrases, but they really shape how friendly a building feels.
Completely agree.
What if a new neighbor just moved in and you want to welcome them?
Welcome to the building. Let me know if you need anything while you're settling in is warm and genuinely helpful.
Bringing something small like cookies or a plant works well with that phrase too.
It really does. Food is basically a universal icebreaker.
How do you properly thank a neighbor who helped you out?
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watering my plants. Is warm and specific.
Being specific about what they did makes the thanks feel more sincere.
Exactly, rather than just a generic thanks.
What about asking someone to keep an eye on your apartment while you're away?
Would you mind keeping an eye on my place while I'm on vacation next week? Is a clear, polite request.
And if you want to return the favor?
I'd be happy to do the same for you anytime. Keeps the relationship balanced.
What if you're the one moving away and want to say goodbye?
I wanted to let you know I'm moving out next month. It's been really nice being your neighbor. Is warm and clear.
That's such a thoughtful way to close things out.
It leaves things on a genuinely positive note.
What about disagreements over shared responsibilities, like cleaning a shared hallway or garden?
I feel like we could split the cleaning schedule a bit more evenly. What do you think? Opens a fair conversation.
Framing it as "what do you think" invites their input instead of just assigning blame.
Exactly. It turns a complaint into a shared solution.
What if a neighbor already seems a little annoyed when they approach you?
I completely understand. I'll take care of it right away. Calms things down immediately.
Acknowledging first before explaining or defending yourself really helps.
It does. People just want to feel heard before anything else.
What about offering to help during bad weather, like shoveling snow?
I'm heading out to shovel. Want me to do your walkway too? Is a lovely, generous offer.
Small gestures like that build strong neighbor relationships over time.
They really do. More than almost anything else.
And finally, what about simply complimenting something, like a neighbor's garden or holiday decorations?
Your garden looks amazing this year. You've clearly put a lot of work into it. Is a lovely, easy compliment.
Compliments cost nothing and build goodwill instantly.
Absolutely. And people remember them.
What about a neighbor who plays music or a TV very loudly late at night, more than just once?
I don't want to make a big deal of it, but the noise after midnight has been waking us up. States the boundary while staying gentle.
Mentioning the specific time, like after midnight, makes the request much clearer than just saying too loud.
Exactly. Vague complaints are harder for people to actually act on.
What if you want to check whether a smell, like smoking or cooking, is bothering a neighbor?
I hope this isn't a problem, but I wanted to check if the smell from our balcony bothers you at all. Opens the topic without assuming the worst.
That's a thoughtful way to ask before it even becomes a complaint.
Right, catching small issues early usually keeps them small.
What about a shared laundry room or shared appliances, like a washing machine?
Would it be all right if I use the machine around 7, or does that clash with your schedule? Coordinates nicely without conflict.
Asking about their schedule directly avoids the awkward guessing game.
It really does, especially in buildings where only one machine exists for everyone.
What if you need to let a neighbor know about a scheduled repair or maintenance visit that might affect them?
Just so you know, there's a maintenance crew coming tomorrow morning, so there might be some noise. Keeps everyone informed ahead of time.
Advance notice again. It really is the golden rule for almost every neighbor situation.
It genuinely solves more than half of these situations before they even start.
What about a neighbor who seems a bit lonely or isolated, and you want to check in on them?
I haven't seen you around much lately. Is everything okay? Shows care without being intrusive.
That kind of small, caring question can matter a lot, especially for older neighbors living alone.
Absolutely, and it costs nothing to ask.
And finally, what if two neighbors simply disagree and want to find a compromise everyone can live with?
Maybe we could try a compromise. Would that work for you? Invites both sides to solve the problem together.
Would that work for you? Is such a respectful way to end almost any negotiation.
It really is, and it's a great phrase to keep in your back pocket for situations far beyond just neighbors.
What if you're working from home and need a bit of quiet during calls?
I have work calls between 9 and 11. Would it be possible to keep things a little quieter then? Gives a clear, specific window.
Giving exact hours rather than just during the day makes it so much easier for people to actually plan around.
Definitely. Specific requests get honored far more often than vague ones.
And what about coordinating something simple, like trash or recycling day in a shared building? Quick question. Do you know which day the recycling gets collected here? Is an easy, friendly way to ask. Small, practical questions like that are often the very first real conversation you have with a new neighbor.
True, and they usually lead naturally into more small talk afterward.
One last one. What if you simply want to invite a neighbor over for coffee or a quick chat, just to get to know them better?
Would you like to come over for coffee sometime? No pressure at all, just thought I'd ask. Is warm, low pressure, and genuine.
Adding no pressure at all makes it feel like a real, easygoing invitation rather than an obligation.
Exactly. And honestly, some of the best neighbor friendships start with exactly that kind of simple invitation.
Let's cover one useful grammar point too. We often use would and could for genuinely polite requests with neighbors specifically.
For example, could you possibly, or would it be possible to, both soften requests significantly compared to direct commands?
Very important tone, since maintaining a positive relationship with people living so physically close matters long term.
Let's review the essential neighbor vocabulary from today. All together, we covered a lot of ground.
Keep it down. Lower the noise. Sorry to bother you. A polite opener. Would you mind? A softened request.
Just wanted to introduce myself. Meeting someone new. Let me know if. Offering flexibility.
Would you be able to? Asking for a favor politely. I hate to ask. Softening a request further.
This has been happening. Addressing a repeated issue. I've noticed. Opening gently with concern.
Would it be okay if? Negotiating shared space. Sorry about. A brief, direct apology.
Could I possibly? Borrowing something? No worries at all. Staying easygoing when the answer is no.
Just a heads up. Giving advance notice. Do you happen to know? Asking for a local recommendation.
I really appreciate it. Thanking someone sincerely. Would you mind keeping an eye on? Asking someone to watch your place.
I wanted to let you know. Announcing news, like moving out. I don't want to make a big deal of it. Raising a boundary gently. Would it be all right if?
coordinating shared schedules. Just so you know, giving a heads up about something planned.
Is everything okay? Checking in on someone kindly. Would that work for you? Inviting a compromise.
Quick question. A friendly way to open a small ask. No pressure at all. Keeping an invitation low-key.
About 25 essential phrases now, covering almost every common neighbor interaction naturally.
Practice saying, sorry to bother you, but, today. Just to build comfort with one of the most useful openers.
Daniel, tell us the full story about the keep it down confusion.
So this happened during my first few months in a new apartment, still getting to know the building and neighbors generally.
A fresh, unprepared situation for neighbor-specific vocabulary.
Extremely unprepared, apparently. My neighbor knocked politely one evening and said, sorry to bother you, but could you keep it down a bit?
A completely normal, polite noise complaint.
Completely normal to her, though I misunderstood the phrase entirely. I genuinely thought she meant something about physically lowering myself.
What did you actually do in that confused moment?
I started slightly bending my knees, confused, looking at her for confirmation that I was understanding correctly.
Did she notice your confused physical response immediately?
Almost immediately. She looked genuinely puzzled, watching me crouch slightly, clearly unsure what I was actually doing.
Did she ask about it directly, or did you clarify first?
She asked, quite kindly, are you okay? Which snapped me back to reality, realizing something had gone wrong in my understanding. How did you explain the confusion? I admitted honestly that I thought keep it down meant physically lowering my body, rather than lowering noise volume.
What was her reaction to that explanation?
She laughed warmly, genuinely finding it funny rather than annoyed, and clarified the actual meaning immediately.
Did that awkward start affect your relationship with her afterward?
Surprisingly, it actually helped. We both laughed about it, and it became a lighthearted icebreaker for our future friendly interactions.
What's the lesson for our listeners here?
Even confusing, embarrassing misunderstandings can become positive bonding moments if handled with humor and honesty.
And neighbor relationships specifically often benefit enormously from these small, humanizing, imperfect moments early on.
Everyone, have you ever had a confusing or funny interaction with a neighbor because of language? Tell us in the comments.
And which phrase from today will you use first? Would you mind? I hate to ask. Just a heads up.
We read every single comment, and honestly, neighbor stories are always genuinely relatable and entertaining.
If this episode helped you, please like it and subscribe for a new episode every week.
One more time before we go, try using sorry to bother you, but the next time you talk to a neighbor.
Take care, everyone. And remember, keep it down means quieter, not physically lower.
Bye, everyone.